Good morning, Victoria. How are you doing this morning? I hope you are doing well, and welcome to the stream. Mike Humpta Ta. Good morning, Mike. Mike from South Carolina, right? Yeah. Well, either way, Mike. Good morning, and welcome to the stream. Salte Mele. Good morning. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Yellow Lemons. Good morning. I hope you are doing well as well. Katie, good morning. Welcome to the stream, Katie. Well, apparently Robert's not going to join us. He's just texted me. He is still on his way home from work. Unfortunately, Robert will not be joining us today. No, New Jersey soon to be Los Angeles. Ooh. Los Angeles. Is that on purpose, Mike? Are you moving out to the coast for because you want to be taxed heavily, or are you just going on vacation? And good morning, faithful one. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend so far. No, New Jersey, soon to Los Angeles. There's a lot of my family, well, from my wife's side of my family. They came from Jersey to Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, McLaughlin area. Good morning, Cece. Sorry I'm late. I had to run over and give my chicken some feed. That's cool. I was going to ask you about those lanterns. Are those battery operated, the ones that you had up on your stream the other night? LA is my dream. I'm going to spend the rest of my life. Leah, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Mike, if you can move there, maybe keep a residency in Jersey, and live there the rest of your life. I'm just thinking about for tax reasons. Yes, 2 AAA batteries. Cool. I'm going to go look and see if I can find those at either Dollar General or Dollar Tree or something like that. That'd be cool. Even if they're battery operated, I mean, I can wire them together to, if I can find something like that, I can wire them all together and run them off of a battery pack, a lithium battery pack that I'm kind of like a tweaker without actually being a tweaker. I can find ways to make things work that then don't necessarily or generally wouldn't work that way. I've done that, like, in here, I have, you can't see it, but there are studio lights in here that I have on that they add like a more of a warm glow, but they're normally an outdoor light that is for parties, and they run off of a little battery pack that has 2 AA batteries in it. But instead, I wired it to a transformer that used to be in one of those light fixtures. So it actually, every time I turn the lights on and off. Last a while in them. That's cool. Karen, good morning. Karen Purnell. Good morning. And welcome to the stream, Karen. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. And Gayla, good morning, sweetheart. I hope you are having a wonderful day, Gayla. I see you. Hope all is well. It is. It is pretty good here. I'm gonna miss CC's stream tonight. In case you guys want to catch CC's stream, you didn't get the announcement today. CC is doing a stream from her porch tonight, 8:30. I believe you're in Eastern time zone, because that's how I figured it out. But 8:30, she's going to be doing a stream from her porch tonight. If you guys want to jump over to her channel and check it out, if you're not subscribed, I highly suggest you subscribe to CC's channel. Coffee with CC is the name of the channel, in case you need to look it up. Snow in England today, but we are good. Thank you. Well, good, Karen. Existential Dread. Love the name. Good name. Good morning. I live in SoCal. Taxes are sad, but I like my job, location, access to nice things. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, I'm not trying to talk you out of it, Mike. I mean, just everybody I know who lived in California, especially in and around the Los Angeles area, they've either moved out of there to Texas or Oklahoma. I don't know why, but they did. Or they're planning, by the end of this year to move out of California or to someplace else. There's a lot of issues, the traffic, the housing costs and stuff like that, that's pretty much made a lot of people want to leave, I guess. What happened on the porch stays on the porch. Impending earthquake. Yeah, there's that. I mean, but as long as you don't stand on anything that's going to fall on you, you'll be okay. Okay. Sheik met secret weapon. Really appreciate the work you do. Here to help find the missing. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. And welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I'm sorry if I butchered the name there, how you pronounced all that out. Mimi J2, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Isabel? Well, then I'll just refer to you as Isabel then. Thank you. I'm Will. Spot. Good morning, all. Good morning, Spot. And welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Hope I didn't just kick the camera there. Moved my feet and I tapped the side of the tripod. I'm not sure if it moved it or not. I rage. Has anyone seen the Gacy series on Peacock channel? It's pretty good. No, I haven't seen it for myself, but John Wayne Gacy, very interesting individual. There's a lot more to John Wayne Gacy's story than a lot of people realize. I don't know if they're going to touch on a lot of his earlier childhood and his relationship with his mother and his father, but you could, if you have a true crime channel, you could easily spend a couple months just covering the early years of Gacy's life and how he got along with it between his mom, his dad, and his grandmother. That relationship is twisted as hell. Existential Dread, thank you for the compliment on my little screen name. I moved out of California 6 years ago, but I'm back. It was all right. But yeah, traffic, housing costs are manageable. At least I'm closer to my mom. That's cool. Prince Andrew spanned a century. Yes, he did. Yeah. And now, what Queen Elizabeth is, all she's got now is the rest of the family. She's gonna be alone. That sucks to lose a spouse like that. I almost lost my wife to cancer, and it really, you until you go through something like that and you almost lose someone, or you do lose someone, you know, you just never really realize just how much pain, and heartache you'll go through. Gacy's dad was abusive. Yeah, yeah, that'd be a nice way to put it. That's exactly what they cover with Gacy's series, interviews with Gacy too in it. That's cool. I've never watched anything on Peacock. I see the commercials for it, that come up all the time on YouTube. Telling me about the Peacock channel and what's on it. Oh, you're welcome, Mimi. I'm glad you're here. I hope you enjoy the stream. Stardust, good morning. Snowy Photography, good morning. Welcome to the stream, both of you. We need to do a collab about and discuss Gacy. Yeah. There are. I'm not trying to be dismissive about it, TC. There are some serial killers and killers that I've researched over the years that I just don't talk about on my channel, or I haven't covered on my channel, because it's more of a I don't know. I don't want to say personal interest. It's just you read about some cases and some people, serial killers or crimes, and it's hard to find a way to express, at least for me, it's hard for me to find a way to express the emotional side of how in the psychology behind it. But I'll definitely consider it. I've read a lot about Gacy, more about Jeffrey Dahmer than Gacy. But Gacy is it always surprises me just how much he fooled everybody around him. Nobody had a clue at all. Be right back to fill up my foot bath and soak my feet while I listen. Okay. Patricia, welcome. Jumping in the shower now, but I will still be listening. Well, Patricia, enjoy your shower. I got up this morning a little bit late. And I didn't roll out of bed until I think it was 5:10 this morning. It was a little bit late, but sat there on the edge of my bed, and just as I was about to walk out of the bedroom into to go to the bathroom to go take my shower, my son was standing there like a zombie in the hallway. He heard me open the bedroom door, and apparently he was getting ready to walk in. So as I went to the bathroom, he went and jumped into bed with his mom. So you need a nap? Will Marco be going to the funeral? I don't know. That's a good question. Stop swaying. I'm sorry. I'm getting seasick from watching me sway. Just like a black widow and poisoning all the guests. Good morning, Connie. How are you doing this morning, Connie? I hope you're doing well, and welcome to the stream. No, I'm just messing with you. 5:10 is late. It is for me. Gayla, I usually wake up between 4:30 and 5 and roll out of bed, get my day started. And I don't even own an alarm clock. I don't set an alarm on my phone. Well, I don't bring my phone into our bedroom anyways. I have a charger on my wife's desk. One of those wireless chargers you just set the phone on. I have one of those on my wife's desk, and I take my phone, leave it there, and on my dresser in the bedroom, I got a little coin dish and a little dish that every time I end up going golfing, I always bring home like golf tees or something in my pocket. I forget about them, so I got a coin dish and another dish that sits next to it between my jewelry box. Good morning, Linda. I hope you're having a wonderful day today, Linda. Welcome to the stream. Let's see here. I rage. I have disabling pain issues and unconsciously sway as a way of coping with pain. I hope that isn't what you're doing. No, I rage. I had my legs stretched out and didn't notice I was doing it. I don't have crippling pain yet. At least not right now. You know, I was joking around with, on a stream the other day. I think it was on Cece's or maybe it was on Duty Ron's stream. I can't remember. But I said the only thing on me that hasn't been altered or upgraded are my teeth. I still have all my teeth except for my wisdom teeth. I had my wisdom teeth pulled when I was in the service. I've had back surgery. I've had both knees done. Well, I've had them both scoped. I got a 3/4 knee replacement in my left. I've had both arms done. I've had my shoulder, left and right. I've had my gallbladder removed. I had my left foot, ankle, my left hand, and I can't move this finger. I mean, I can move it, but I can't feel it. And I'm losing the muscle in it. So, it's curved. That's as straight as I can't move it inward at all. But I've had, a nerve replacement, so many surgeries on my left arm. But my head twice. As my wife says, my warranty has expired. Must have good insurance. I do-ish. It's not the best insurance in the world. Bionic man. That's what my doctor calls me, Gayla. The bionic man. He's like, yeah. My orthopedic surgeon. That's what he calls me. I every time I walk into his office, I'm like, all right, what am I buying for you now? Another boat, car, truck? What am I buying? It costs nothing there in the UK. Oh, I've spent an awful lot of money copay wise, and then covering, not just copays for the surgeries and office visits and X-rays, but pharmaceuticals and everything else to pain management over the years. Acupuncturists, chiropractic, you name it. Braces. But I have since 1994 to now. I've always had like double coverage insurance. I've either had my own medical plan or my wife's medical plan, and on top of my service. health insurance that that I've had through the VA. But if you've been alive in the United States in the last, I don't know, 20 plus years, you know just how much of an issue it is to try to get anything done with the VA. It has been, nicest way to put it, a shit show. So I've always tried to stay to the private side, and I've spent a lot of money keeping me alive. You almost died last time watching me drive Crystal insane. She loves that, Connie. She loves me just walking in with the camera rolling. Hey, how you doing? I put it on. I put it on this thing. It's a gimbal. Pretty cool. You can put a cell phone on it, or you can. This thing comes off, and you can, and it has like the mount. You can turn it around that way or this way, or you can take this off completely, and you can put the camera on there. It still has the mount on the bottom that clicks into there, so you can have it so it's a gimbal this way. Gayla, the VA here, it has gotten better. When I have to go for my appointments, it's gotten better. They don't cancel them far as much as that they used to. I wouldn't say that it's been the best care, but it definitely has improved. It's just, you go to a doctor. Let's just, I'll give you an example. So I had to recently go have blood work done. They have to do it periodically. It's like twice a year for the medication that I take. But so I had to go into my doctor and have blood work done. Have a general office visit. He then gives me the slip to go to the lab, have my blood work done. Easy peasy, right? Done and out. Pay my $15 copay. Done. When I had to go to the VA, now first off, the VA, the closest, there's a clinic here locally, but the VA hospital is 80 miles away. But when I had to go to the clinic, I'd go see the doctor. He'd give me the paperwork to go get my blood done. And then I would go to the lab and they'd be like, oh, we can't get you in today. Why not? Or we're booked up. There's nobody in the lobby. Yeah, but we're only taking, patients who have appointments. You don't have an appointment. Okay, well, when can I get an appointment? Well, here's a phone number, and they hand you a little slip of paper with a phone number on it. Call this number, make an appointment, and then you can come in and have your blood work done. Okay, go home, call the number, and and then sit online. You are number 44 in queue, and you'd listen to this stupid music for 30 minutes. While you're on hold, and then you'd make an appointment. You go to your appointment, and they'd cancel it. It happened over and over and over again. So I got tired of it. I was like, you know what? I got to have the blood work done. Can't keep on taking my medication without it. So I would just stop going to them, and I went to the private sector. Went to my my PA. We pay here too, and see you $800 for a short ride to the hospital. Wow, $800 for just for an ambulance. Well, I love where I live, Linda. We don't have to pay for as long as you live in the city or the incorporated areas, because we don't actually live in the city. We live in the incorporated area, which is just outside of town. If we need to take an ambulance anywhere, it's free because we paid for it with our city taxes. But if you have to take a medical flight, med flight, If you have to take that, then it's $250 up to 200 miles. But they don't pay, they send it to insurance, but the insurance always like denies it, and then you have to pay the $250. I mean, I've never had to take one. My friend did, my mom did, but have you had a colonoscopy, Patricia? Yes, I have. It's important. It's very important. Not only for those who have a family history of colon cancer, but it's very important for any men out there, who are listening to this, who may be over the age of 50. Please see your primary care physician, and have it done. Sorry to hear that, Will. VA houses my brother in a beautiful facility, including meals, cleaning, and medical. That's cool, Gayla. My grandfather was in a VA care facility like that in downtown Minneapolis. He had Alzheimer's, and he found a way. He was a stubborn son of a beep beep, like me, in a lot of ways. And he'd get out of there and he'd take off his bracelet that they had him on, and he'd sneak out, and with no money or anything at all, he'd just start wandering around town. But I always knew where to find him. So they'd call me up when I was in high school, and they're like, "Hey, your grandfather got out again. We don't know where he is." And I'm like, "I know where he is." And I just get in my car, I drive downtown Minneapolis, and I knew he was either going to be at the VFW, he was going to be at the American Legion, or he was going to be at there used to be a bar in St. Paul that was called Snuffy's. It used to be at the end of I could picture the damn church. It's about 2 blocks from the Capitol. At least it used to be on the other side of the train tracks near his house. He'd be about 2 blocks away from there. But he'd always be in one of those bars with no money at all. He'd just wander in, and people who knew him would just buy him drinks. And he'd just sit there. It was sad because he had no idea where he was. So what is the government spending your taxes on? Everything. Tax money goes to everything. Well, your brother is not really disabled, only has some joint issues. Well, that's good, Gayla. Deneen. Welcome to the stream, Deneen. Hello again from Delaware. How is everyone today? I'm doing fine, Deneen. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful week, and you have an even better weekend. Excuse me, by the way. I have a rheumatoid arthritis, but I take medication that helps. It doesn't, make it all go away, but on top of the medication, I use Blue Emu cream on my joints, especially in my hands and fingers. I'm sorry. Robert is still texting me. Fibro is the worst ever. Oh, you have fibromyalgia? I'm sorry, Linda. I have a friend who, besides you, so that makes it 2 friends that I have who have fibromyalgia. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not sure. Great, but lots of traffic this weekend here at the beaches. And what is Blue Emu cream made of? That's a good question. I've never read the ingredients in there. I would almost guess that there's some mentholatum in there or something. It works. It helps relieve it's It reminds me, the Blue Emu works a lot better than for me. I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody, but it works for me a lot better than Gold Bond. That's what I used to use before I switched to Blue Emu. She gets an infusion. Oh, well, I'm sorry, Linda. That sucks. I know from my friend. She has it. I don't know if there's a scale of like severity, but it's not good, and it really makes planning in a lot of things in life hard to do. She works from her home now. She used to have to get up every morning and go to the office and work, but this COVID thing was actually a blessing in disguise for her because she doesn't have to really leave her home for work. She can work remotely and on her computer. Make it a third diagnosed with fibromyalgia, along with some spinal disorder. Yucky me, a broken hip, and I'm hoping to get it fixed. Oh, I'm sorry, I rage. Damn. You have rheumatoid arthritis, and that stuff doesn't work. You take methotrexate shots, blood work every 3 months. I can't take methotrexate. But if it works for you, Patricia, I'm happy. Hmm. Fibromyalgia is downgraded because it's mostly women who suffer. I don't. The honest truth. I don't know of any men who have fibromyalgia. If I do, they don't talk about it. PTSD stress in events like cause fibromyalgia. Wow, I didn't know that. If PTSD causes it, or can inflame it, I wonder how many of my friends really do have it and just don't talk about it. Nope, spot. I'm on the waiting list. Since I had COVID and I recovered from it, everybody who, and at least in my state, in my local area, according to my doctor and the health department, we are on the back end, the last group to actually get the COVID shots. The COVID-19 vaccines, right now, they're rolling them out to everyone over the age of 50. And then after the group of 50, then they're going to open it up to everyone. And we're the last group after those who have had it and recovered from it. Well, thank you for the super chat, Sapphire. I appreciate it. Love the name, by the way. It's my daughter's middle name is Sapphire. And she always gave us grief about how we spelled it, but we spelled it with two P's. Good morning, Colleen. How are you doing this morning, Colleen? If you could meet a famous dead person and ask them one question, who would it be and what would you ask them? Good question, Salty. It has to be famous, huh? I'm going to have to think about that for a minute. That's a good question. Good morning, Nurse Bev. people who are vaccinated are getting tested positive weeks later. Yes, I just saw that in the news the other day. They had that and not only people who had COVID-19, but and gotten the shots have tested positive for COVID again. But people who got the shots then got COVID afterwards. Now, there's a reason behind that, and I talked to my wife about this. Is there are the shots are 90% effective, all right, against the COVID-19 strain that they were actually built on. But there are not one strain of it. There are 4 major mutations that are around the world right now. 4. And they built it on this strain, and this one and the shot is effective against all of these. So you won't have the side effects or anything else, but these are different strains, and you can still test positive afterwards. Now, that's the layman's version of what my wife was trying to explain to me. I think I listened enough to understand it. Hello. Mido, do you pronounce it Mido or Mido? Mido? Alex, welcome to the stream. You would ask them how it feels to die. Does it hurt? Does it seem like we just go to sleep? If I could ask one famous person a question, what would it be? Someone who's dead. I think I would ask God why he allowed for such evil in this world. And I know what the answer is, but still I would just like to hear it from his voice. Why? Hi, Kathy. Welcome to the stream, Kathy. Hi, everyone. And Will, very good to see you and able to make your live. Thank you, Kathy. I hope you're doing well. And welcome to the stream. Hope you've been doing well. I missed one here. A first tested negative over a year. Weekly tested, and the vaccine caught COVID 3 weeks later. Wow. Patricia Daly, thank you for not talking about that asshole. No problem. I'm sick and tired of talking about him and seeing his ugly face. Dying hurts. I don't know about that. You would think that the actual death itself would be painless. The events leading up to it may be painful, but the actual event itself, what is it like to pass over to the other side? And is there a life after this? I mean, that's the $1 million, $1 billion question, isn't there? Is there life after this? There's people who say they've gone through the other side and have come back, but do we have any real proof that there is life after this? I want to think there is. I hope there is. Meadow? Or Meadow? Meadow? Either way, I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. I don't mean to. Meadow, pronounced Meadow or Meadow. I have problems, my friend, his name is Scott, and it's spelled with a K. Every time I see his name printed or it comes up on my phone, I don't want to say Scott. I want to say Skeeto. I'm like, why do I want to say that? That's not right. It's Scott with a K. Faith helps in thinking there is a life after death. Mm, as told by a 100-year-old woman at the moment of her death, dying hurts. Nellie Brown, 1998. Burroughs. See, fucking screwed that up too. I've been following you since you covered Christopher Watts' case. I respect and appreciate your excellent work. Sorry I misspell or write weird sometimes because English is not your native language. It's okay, Alex. English is my native language, and I still screw it up all the time. There's a lot of near-death videos on YouTube. Yeah, I've seen some of them, Kathy. I've seen them, and I've seen some specials, TV specials and documentaries about it as well. Yes, the poison food full one videos are awesome. Well, thank you, S and J, and welcome to the stream. Short Nice, good morning. How are you doing, Short Nice? The idea that there is some sort of life after existence is what keeps us in check, I think. I've lost a lot of friends and family over the course of, I would say, the last 5 years. And I just want to know that they're not suffering anymore. They're not in pain anymore. And at the same time, I just want to think, and hope that there is something after this, because it would give me, kind of a peace of mind to know that there is life after this, that the good carry on, and that the bad burn in hell for an eternity. If there's enough drugs on board, death shouldn't be painful. No, that's true, Nurse Beth. A lot of places they make you whole. They hold off. You make you suffer. You're holding your grandmother's hand as she was dying. She squeezed my hand sometimes when she went into coma. And doctors said her brain died. She was suffering before. I remember when she died. I'm sorry about that, Alex. That really sucks. But you got to be in the same boat. Just hope that they're after this existence, that they're not in pain anymore. Stardust, no body, no pain. We are just a ball of energy. Yeah. I mean, I want to think that there's a life after this, that we exist after this in some realm somewhere. But then there's a scientific side of me, that's going to look at it, and judge it on that perspective scientifically. My mind says unless you believe in a lot more, there can't be really a life after this. We're all in the same boat. Same boat, huh? Paula Kiko? Hi, from Finland. Will, what do you think about the Finnish prison system? No death sentence, life sentences mean maximum 12 years. First timers, only half of that. I don't know. Does it work out? I haven't really studied the Finnish prison system, so I can't really say one way or another about that. Is that for all crimes? And murder gets 12 years. And what happens in prison during that 12-year period? Do they get actual reform? Is there education? Is there do they deal with drug and dependency while they're in there? You'd have to look at the entire ball. I can't just comment on just that. If there's really substantial work to take care of them, to change them, maybe 12 years would be okay. Don't know. Carla, good morning, Carla. I will in chat. Thanks for the reaction on my comment on the last video. Oh, you're welcome, Carla. I try. I try my best to, uh, to comment and reply back to comments that are on videos that I put out, but it's really hard, Carla. So I mean, I may miss them. It's not that I'm I'm trying to avoid them. It's just it takes forever because I get so many. And please don't by any means don't stop just because I haven't. If you haven't made a comment and I haven't gotten to it yet, it might take me a day or two, but I eventually I get caught up. So I go into my dashboard on YouTube and I click on the tab and it gives me the comments for every video, and I try to get through them, but there's just not enough hours in the day sometimes to to get through them. Hi, good morning.
Are you live streaming?
Yes, I am. Come here. Come here, say hello to people. The camera is that one right there.
Hi.
You have to bend down so I can see your face.
Hi.
Not behind mine.
Hi. 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 Hi, camera.
Oh my God. What's up?
I have a moose thing in like 15 minutes. Andy came over and went walking with me and Mom, and he's making breakfast. He said if he wants some to come grab some. I told him you were live streaming, but I'd come.
No, I already ate this morning.
Oh,
but wait. So back to this moose thing that you have to do.
Yeah, it's an online training session.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it through Zoom.
Okay. So it's like,
so I'm leaving. Take the baby golf and love you. Bye.
I'll take him with me again. Yeah, he loves it out there. He just runs around and and jumps into the woods and I mean there's a river, but it's okay. I mean it's not that deep.
Okay, you don't get to take the baby with you. Hi, chat. Bye, chat.
Well, there's my wife. My beautiful wife. Oh. Well, as long as the reoffending numbers are low, I would have to actually read into it a lot more to find out about it. I know in some countries, the when it comes to prison, they're getting absolutely nothing. They're just housed like animals, and they're lucky if they get food. In other countries, I've read about the prison system in, I think it was in Ireland. I don't know if I want to go do prison time there, but there are things that as long as they're able to actually address the issues of why and what they did. I don't know. I don't know about for murder, 12 years for murder, but I missed some comments. Hold on tight. I live in Texas, and I'm a big believer in the death sentence. Murderers who got convicted and all evidence points to them deserve to die. Like their victims, lethal injection is too merciful for them, huh? There ain't no state that you don't want to kill someone in more than Texas. If you're in Texas and you feel like you want to commit murder, don't do it, because they'll fry your ass in Texas. Don't mess with Texas. That is the number one thing we can all learn. Don't mess with Texas. I've got ants in my house. Oh, how do you get rid of them? Borax. You got some 20 mule borax laundry soap. Borax. There's a lot of good ant killers out there, like gels, ant houses, things that where they go in and they come out, they take the food and they go back and they give it to the queen. Those work somewhat, but borax, flamethrower, burn your house down. All of these things are effective. I absolutely hate ants. Can't stand them. I don't care where they are in the world. I hate them. Borax. Google it. Yep. Borax. Here in the United States, I see you. You buy it in a box. It's called 20 Mules. It's laundry. So you add it to your laundry. But borax, you can buy it in just about it. I don't know about in the UK if you can get it in a supermarket or not. But I would be willing to guess it's somewhere right next to the laundry detergent in the store. It comes in a powder. You can mix it in a gel. Into a paste, and then put it wherever they're coming in at. Ugh, ugh. Ants and flies all need to die. Burn the house down. I'm telling you, if you burn the house down, they're gone. I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere. Thank you, Will, for reminding me that you need to get borax. It works great in laundries too, especially if you have little children. Borax and baking soda, mix them together. When I wash my son's clothes, because he's always getting food on his shirt or something and getting stains out of that and his little boy undies. But you put I put a quarter cup of borax and 2 tablespoons of baking soda in with a laundry detergent. Boom. It helps take out so much of the stains. Mosquitoes too. Borax works on mice. Well, it may not be effective against mice, but cats work pretty good. Have you thought about getting like a couple dozen cats? I've thought of it. If I can, I would get a couple of cats, a couple more cats, and a couple more cats, and a couple more cats. But my wife won't let me. Christina, you're scared of mice? I'm not. Mice don't bother me as much as rats. Norwegian brown rats. You ever been to New York? Suckers are as big as, they're huge. Last time I was in New York, I was just walking down the sidewalk and, I think it was in Midtown, and they're just running down the street. They didn't give a rat's ass, pun intended, about me. Without the mule team. I have a cat who brings me a mouse almost daily. I have the same problem, I rage, but mine actually goes out into the desert because I live in what's called a semi-desert. He goes out into the desert and he'll actually catch them, and he brings them half chewed up and drops them just outside my front door. So whenever we go out on the porch in the morning, we have to watch. We open up the door and look through the glass on the porch to see if there's any half-eaten mice on the porch. You once had a feral cat, Angie? And welcome, Angie Lee. Welcome to the stream, Angie. I'm sorry if I missed you earlier and didn't say hello. I hope you're having a great week and weekend. I use borax for a lot of things. It helps if you have a husband who cleans motor parts, car parts, working on a car, or maybe you do it. Because I know plenty of women who are have automotive skills and work on cars. But I use borax in my parts washer. And if you buy it in the powder form, you can actually use it in. You can't mix it in with the walnuts, but you can mix it in with the composite for in a sandblaster for cleaning things. I use it 20 mule. I use it all over the place. I put it in mop water when I'm mopping the deck outside. I know this is crazy, but we have a big, huge concrete patio, and to clean the patio, because we have one area where it gets misted from the sprinklers, and we have mildew that grows on the moss that grows on the actual concrete. So I put 20 mules on there, and it kills it. And I actually mop it. I bought a mop for like $5 at a grocery store. It's a cheap mop. Gets rid of it. Works perfectly fine for what I'm doing. Debbie, good morning. Debbie Gilligan. Am I golfing today? Yes, I am. I am golfing today. And then after golf, I am volunteering at the Union Gospel Mission tonight. So, but yes, I am definitely golfing today. The death penalty kills innocent people. Fact, death penalty, it does not cure crime. Factful. And now, what are your views? Absolutely 100% correct there, Linda. Department of Justice. You can go onto the Department of Justice website for anybody out there that's interested in this. There have been plenty of reports and studies that have been done when it comes to capital murder. Capital murder in the states that actually use capital murder and actually, don't have a moratorium on it, but those who are actually actively using it or have it as a possible sentence, it has never, ever in the history of the United States, all right, going back from when we had the colonies, it has never deterred any type of crime. Politicians and those who, in those talking suits out there that are running for political office, they always tell you, I'm tough on crime. I want the death penalty. I'm going to use the death penalty. It's never deterred crime. If somebody wants to kill someone, they're going to kill them. They don't think, well, you know what, I'm going to get the death penalty for this if I do it. People don't think that way. They act with their emotions. And the death penalty of being on the table or not. My dog was looking at him. What are you doing? Okay, I missed something there. One day I freaked out and started hitting the ceiling with my vacuum wand. Okay. Tough on crime, huh? What a joke. Look at our country. Just remember at the same time, Colleen, just because we read about and we see a lot of crime in the news, there are a lot of great people still in this country and in the world. With the advent of the internet and everything else, it's just right there in your face a lot more. But statistically, violent crime is down in the United States. Overall, violent crimes, rape they're down. If you take the total population compared to the 1970s, to now, violent crime is actually down. But we see it every night on the evening news. It's the front page of our paper, and yes, I make my living at talking about these disgusting acts that happen to innocent people. But it's actually It's been on decline, for the last 30 years. They stay on death row for years, anyways. Yeah, the average, I believe, is well, it depends on what state. So, in Florida, if you get sentenced to you get a death sentence, you can look at probably 25 years before you're actually going to be, you'll get an execution date. It could take longer to actually execute. All depends on how long it takes for the appeals. If you've run out of appeals by that point, some states like Timothy Jones Jr. in Carolina, if he gets a death sentence date, I think it was 2031 or something like that is when it would be the earliest eligible date that they can actually give him an actual death sentence date. And you have to look at how different states do it. So in some states, you are convicted of the crime, and then they have a second portion, which is just the penalty phase of it. All right. And they sentence you to death. You go to death row, go to prison, you go to death row. Once you get to death row, people they have a lengthy amount of possible appeals. If they win on some certain motions here and there, it can drag it out even longer. And if the courts are backed up, it even takes even longer. And right now, when we had the court system pretty much closed for last year, a lot of those cases are going to drag out even longer before the death sentence is actually carried out. Now, again, so some states have the actual trial, then they have the penalty phase, and when they get that penalty and they go to death row, they file their appeals. They don't have a date set, like, okay, January 14th, 2031, we're going to execute you. They don't have that date. They wait for their appeals to run out, and then they sentence they set a date for their actual death sentence. And it could be a year, it could be 10 years, and in between there, if the governor decides we're gonna call a moratorium on the death penalty, all of this and the appeals still keep on happening, but nothing starts here for the actual death. Nothing starts from that point on. And there are people who have lived out a lengthy time and have died of natural causes on death row because they just lived out their lives, died in their 70s, or whatever, on death row. It's sad. I mean, how is that justice? I don't know. Hey, Robert. Hey, Will. How's it going, buddy? Hope you're well. I'm doing good. Doing good. How are you? ADEPA hinders appeals greatly. It does. Put them in public population in jail. They take care of their own, problem solved, money saved. Someone will kill them. Yeah, yes and no. Depends on who they killed and what the actual crime is, short and nice. In some prisons, even if they put them in general population, they may actually get along better, or they may be looked up to, in general population where nobody will mess with them at all. But if they do commit violent crimes against women and children, yeah, the general population will probably get them. It's like a gun is loaded, but they don't pull the trigger. That's a good way to put it. They load the gun, like it's like a long drawn out game of Russian roulette. They put the bullet in there and they spin the chamber. Nope, not yet. Spin it again, and it just keeps on going. And if you actually look at what the actual cost is to in tax money and resources that go, I don't know why we even do it. It's better just to put them in solitary confinement, 23 hours a day in prison for the rest of their lives than it is to give them a death sentence. Costs a lot of money to incarcerate someone for life too. But at the same time, you know, we're America is an eye for an eye society, and we've been that way since we came here. The white people came here from Europe. See, the first death sentence was carried out, I want to say 5 years after the first settlers came here. The gentleman who was executed came over on the Mayflower. He was the first execution. Well, I believe he came over on the Mayflower. He might have come over on one of the other ships, but we've been killing people since before we were ever a country. We were just some colonies. Will Martin, any Christopher Watts updates? No. Nope. Touch on it briefly about Christopher Watts. I don't believe the gentleman who says he has letters or he spoke to Christopher Watts. And by doing a search of his name online, the only thing I can guarantee you is the following. One, he's a convict. He was convicted of crimes. He has a lengthy history of crimes that he's been convicted for. He has served time in a lot of different jails, and he did serve time in Waupun and in Dodge Correction Center. He served time there. I can't even guarantee that he was in a cell next to Christopher Watts or anything in the housing unit, because there's no records online that I find that says that he actually knows him. And without actual documentation, there's nothing really there, is there? I mean, you can say, Christopher said that, Nicole was writing him underneath the name. Anybody can say that. I mean, you could get a guard to say that. Somebody who used to work there, a trustee, somebody. They can all say it. Maybe, somebody else is writing them. But they have to be on the approved list. So. Yeah. Who's that? Someone looking for attention. Someone who's been milking that story for a long time. I'm guessing tomorrow it'll probably be the sister of this guy that used to know this girl who worked at 31 Flavors, who once knew a guy whose third cousin worked at the Arby's. He's going to have new evidence that's going to break the Christopher Watts case wide open, and you will see it tomorrow on his channel on YouTube or on Patreon. Oh, and by the way, if you could super chat him a bunch of money so he can continue to research this even more. So. Ooh, Casey Anthony. Wow. What a nut job. That's the only thing I'm going to say about her. What a nut job. Afternoon here in England, cement, but all the same. Yeah. I guess that's the difference between me and a lot of, well, I don't want to say a lot, but certain creators out there, people who make content, is I want to pay respect to the victim and make sure that the victim is remembered. I was talking to somebody about this just the other day. It's like everybody remembers who Ted Bundy is. He's a household name. Everybody knows who Ted Bundy is. You show them a picture, a photo lineup of different people, and they'll pick Ted Bundy out of the lineup. Oh, I know that's Ted Bundy, but they don't remember, the victims, of Ted Bundy, and that's sad. We should remember the victims, not the killer. Yeah, sure. We can talk about Ted Bundy to learn from Ted Bundy and what he did, and so we can avoid it in the future. But do we have to completely disregard and forget the lives, of the people he took? So, Will Martin, it is raining in England. Fresh water and leave her to her own devices. She would die. She would die, truly. So true. Many YouTube channels keep trying to revive the Christopher Watson, Nicole Kissinger discussion. There are a couple that really kind of pathetic in there trying to say NK was there. She wasn't charged. Game over. It's true. Have I ever seen Mine Hunters? Starfire? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. We had Fred West. I'm working on Will Martin. I'm working on the West story, Fred and his wife. I'm working on that right now. That is one of the cases that I am probably about another week, and I will have that video done. I've done the script for it. I've shot the rough intro and a couple of the middle parts, but I'm still working on it. So probably about a week from now, and I'll have that video done on the West. Rose West. Yeah, Fred and Rose West. Hot damn 100. Hot damn 100. That's a drink, isn't it? Hot damn. It's a cinnamon. Hot damn 100. I remember that when I used to be a bartender. We used to have a lady who I'm pretty damn sure that's what it is. It is. Okay. Yeah, we had a lady who used to come in and order hot damn 100. And she'd get it in a shot glass, and then she wanted a shot glass of 151, and then she would have a shot glass with Bailey's. So 3 shots. She'd go that, and because we used to have where I was a bartender at, we had bingo there. She would always do one of those before she went and played bingo every Friday night. $151. Bacardi 151. 151 proof. That is true, Lisa. No killer is more important than the victim. You should see the collection of liquor that I have in my house. My daughter, a couple that we know, the husband passed away. The wife was being moved out of her home into an adult care facility, and her children need to clean out the estate. There was a lot of things that they're keeping, keepsakes, furniture, and stuff like that, but they had a massive freaking bar. And I mean, they actually had a real bar in their basement area. And well, I guess you call it basement because it's like a split level. You went up or you went down. So I guess it would be like the main floor. But he had, I would, if I had to guess, probably 60, 70 different kinds of liquor down there. And she got everything in the bar, everything for $100. And that counted all the stuff that was open, everything that hadn't been open. And there's stuff in there that we, like some scotch and bourbons that are, 60 years old, 70 years old. They were collecting them. They were old when he got them. as gifts. But we got it all for $100. Heineken long necks and Irish coffee. That sounds good. I don't know about the Irish coffee part, but can you imagine it's coming back up? I saw a liquor bottle in a liquor store 20 years ago. The screen name stuck. That's cool. By the way, we have we don't know what to do with half of it. We've gone through and we sorted all the vodkas and tequilas and rums, and there's probably 4 or 5 different kinds of what is it? Trying to remember what it's called. Is it a liqueur? No, it's not Bailey's. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I see it though. I mean, it takes up an entire giant shelf in our dining room. Don't know what to do with it all. They would always glorify the killers. I'm glad people like you, who honored the victims. Well, thank you, Connie. I appreciate that. Guy actually died driving down the freeway wrong way and ran headfirst into a car with 4 college kids. He was irresponsible menace. They just caught some. I think it was a congressman or something like that, or a senator. Just this past week, was going the wrong way in the interstate, loaded out of his freaking gourd. And then when he got out of the car after they finally got him stopped, he wanted to fight the cops. It was in the paper the other day. I think he was from Georgia or Alabama or somewhere, down, I don't know. I think he was, but I could be wrong about that. Anyone watching the Grand National here in the UK? Grand National. What is the Grand National? I'm not even sure what that is. Is that tennis? I'm watching the golf tournament tomorrow. Well, I'm going to try to. Irish coffee I make with Jameson and Kahlua. Don't drink at the same time though. I love me some Jameson. Love Jameson. I can't drink anymore because of all the drugs I'm on. Good old sip of a beer will knock me out now. I really love beer and wine too. That reminds me, I got it. Thank you. I have to bring a bottle of wine with me later on. I have to drop it off at a friend's house. It just reminds me, my part of that entire collection is we got a huge amount of that. Not even on the shelf; it's still in the cases. But we got 4 cases of wine, but it's ice wine. It's like late harvest, Riesling or something like that. But it's like a dessert wine. But I have a friend who's having a cocktail dinner party on no, it's tonight. Tonight at I think later, but doesn't matter. I'm not going to be there. I'm just going to drop off the wine for her because she wants it. My wife will go. She'll drink 1 bottle maybe a month, if that. I can't drink any more either or any less. You got that right, Pink. Pink Camel, hot damn. That's another strange girl. Ice wine? Yeah. What state am I in? I'm in Washington State. Washington State here. Just watched Liverpool in the Villa game. Talking about rugby, Will? Oh, I'm glad that we're making you laugh, Pink Camo. The Jody Aries trial. You still watching it? I don't know. Every time I think of Jodi Arias, Travis pops into my head. I just remember that interrogation, her in the interrogation room, that video of her, and it's just like, what in the absolute is going on here? You hate rugby? Oh, sorry. I rage. I live in Chicagoland, the pinnacle of street violence. I love Chicago. Wrigley Park. Not much of a White Sox fan, although I do have a White Sox jersey. I have a Frank Thomas jersey, but I probably have. Well, I got four Chicago Cubs jerseys, but two of them are Woods, the pitcher Woods. I have the home and the away jersey for him. I don't remember who the other one is. The other two are. I think the other two are somebody else. I have a lot of jerseys and shirts and T-shirts that are for sports. An awful lot. I love Chicago too. It's so sad to see what's going on there. Yeah. The OJ trial was the best. Kept us entertained for months. No Facebook or YouTube back then. Yeah. I was in Los Angeles the day that OJ was acquitted. I was in Los Angeles. That was an interesting time. And especially if you were anywhere near the Los Angeles area when he was acquitted. I rage that you're a Sox fan, Southsider at heart. I'm just thinking. I know I have Frank Thomas jersey. I always liked Frank Thomas. Big Hurt. Hi, Anna. Hi, dear friend. How are you doing today? OJ and the If I Did It book. Yeah, that was nice, wasn't it? He was just hypothetically saying, if I did it, if I killed Ron Goldman and my ex-wife, this is, oh my God, OJ. Just think, he got away with that, and they got him for stealing his own shit back. Sentenced him for stealing his own stuff. Oh, yeah. I don't think there's anybody, even the Kardashians' dad, I don't think he even thought that, the OJ was innocent, but he was paid very handsomely to get him off. And he did. Just think, without the OJ trial, nobody would tune in to watch the, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. We'd be like, who? Why would we want to keep up with these people? So we have the OJ to thank for that. Karma caught him. Pink camo. I don't know if it was karma. I just think that him and his friends were stupid to go there with guns to try to steal his own shit back. They could have done it with just muscle, taken his stuff back and gotten it. But he went too far. Eleanor, fan from Portugal. Welcome to the stream. Eleanor, I hope you are having a great week. Kimmy Jean. Hi, Will and everyone. Hello, Kimmy, and welcome to the stream, Kimmy. Okie dokie. Did I say hello to you? I'm sorry if I didn't. I hope you're doing well. Okie dokie. 1 second. I'm going to turn the camera off here for a second. All right. Every man out there understands just, sometimes you just have to adjust. If you watch the exact moment of the verdict, Robert Kardashian looks down and actually looks like he feels guilty. Yeah. I mean, some of the interviews that he did afterwards, where he talked about, his idea of how they went through the entire thing and how they were going to attack the state's case. I think it was part of a documentary that I was watching. It was like they used it for teaching students who are going through law school, and and strategies for defense. But you could tell that just by the way his tone and everything, he didn't feel good about it. I mean, he was paid handsomely for what he did. Johnny Cochran hung OJ. Little too man crush for me. Johnny Cochran. Just remember, if the glove don't fit, you gotta acquit. Isn't that messed up that I can remember stuff like that from all those years ago? And by the way, the side note on the OJ, Mark Furman, he moved to Idaho, and he actually lives about 6 miles from my wife's grandfather's farm. He's I don't know if he's still in the area, but he was. He's just an average guy. He wasn't the racist cop that they made him out to be. Palm Springs Cindy. How are you doing, sweetheart? I was just over on your channel the other day. I hope you're doing well, Cindy. You guys got to check out Palm Springs Cindy's channel. Good morning. OJ stopped taking his arthritis medication long before he tried to put on the gloves, so his fingers were fat and swollen. Yeah, that, and he went like this inside of a glove. He spread his hand out as far as he could get it, while trying to put on a glove. Who puts on a glove like that? Yeah, it doesn't fit. See? It doesn't fit. That nail was covered with blood and dried, and it shrank a little, I'm sure. If Furman had been a black man, I don't think things would have been ended the same. Yeah. Cato Kalin, the guy who lived in OJ's guest house for free and then milked it for his 15 minutes of fame. Cato. OJ was a perfect example of diversion in court. They diverted everything into making OJ to be the victim. It was disgusting. Yeah. I don't know. Is OJ in the Football Hall of Fame? If he is, he shouldn't be. Because at the same time, they won't let Pete Rose in the Baseball Hall of Fame. And they won't let Shoeless Joe Jackson into the Baseball Hall of Fame. I think OJ is. Someone should Google that. See if OJ Simpson is in the Football Hall of Fame, in the NFL Football Hall of Fame. An actor wannabe. He was a lot of things. but what he was good at was being a waiter. OJ was in the Hall of Fame, but it was taken out, I think. Yeah, he deserves to be taken out. I don't know if that for anybody out there who's a baseball fan, but Shoeless Joe Jackson during the White Sox scandal, where the team, threw the World Series on purpose for money. Shoeless Joe Jackson was the only one who they never could prove that he took the money. He hit better than his average. He made 0 errors in the World Series or in the playoffs. He actually didn't. They can't prove that he took a dime. Where all the other ones who were involved, they could prove that they took money. But he's been banned from the Baseball Hall of Fame. Well, his Heisman Trophy, hot damn, I believe that it might have been one of the trophies that he went to that hotel room to steal back. I know there was the reason why him and his friend went there was to steal memorabilia that had been stolen from him. Some of it was out on consignment during his that he was trying to sell during his trial. Excuse me. And then other items were stolen from the home while he was incarcerated. Palm Springs Cindy, innocent until proven guilty. Yeah. Yeah. I think he's on OJ's on Twitter if you guys want to follow him. Pretty sure he is. I don't follow too many sports players or anything like that on Twitter. I follow a lot of authors and publishing companies. It's a lot of it's left over from when I used to have my bookstore. Used to be a huge Aaron Hernandez fan. Now my favorite player is Richard Sherman. Aaron Hernandez, all the cement shoes. So all those guys who come into the NFL, they all want to act like gangsters. They all want to be tough and act like they're down and they're bad. Well, little did they know they were in the same locker room with a real life gangster, Aaron Hernandez. And what a sad, tragic case. What a waste of life. Irage OJ was? Oh, yeah. OJ, he was guilty. He may not have criminally, they may not have, convicted him of the double murder of Ron Goldman and his wife, Nicole Simpson. They may not have convicted him of that, but yeah, he's definitely the burden of proof is very small, in a civil suit. You just have to prove that more, preponderance of evidence instead of the preponderance of evidence of guilt. You have to prove that there's more of a likelihood is that you actually committed the crime or the damages. Mr. Will, I have been watching your videos. You are great, straightforward, and no BS. Well, thank you, Anna. This is me. I have no time for all the BS out there to hype myself up. And it's like it says here in the scrolling at the bottom, subscribe, like, share, or not. It's up to you. It's your choice. I would prefer you would subscribe and and like the video, but I'm not going to bother you about it. YouTube says I have to do it. How are you going to remind people that they have to subscribe? You have to do it. Put 2 or 3 things in there, beginning, middle, and end at least, and let people know that they need to subscribe to your content. And don't forget to tell them to give it a thumbs up. It bothers me when I watch content with all that in it. I'm sure it bothers other people too. Reggie Jackson and Billy Martin were awesome. Billy Martin. I used to love watching him throw his freaking tantrums. They'd fire him, and Steinbrenner. How many times did he fire him and then rehire him? Yeah, yeah. Billy Martin was a character. Kimmy Jean, you liked and subscribed. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. If I had 30 million, I'd pay someone to walk for me. Huh? Oh, liking videos gets them into YouTube's algorithm, so it's kind of important. It bumps it up. And the likelihood is that it'll get more promoted in the next up feature and next suggested video. So just giving it a thumbs up. I mean, I'm not going to ask you for your money. I never will. But it definitely helps the algorithm suggest a video to a lot more people. Hello, I'm the dumbest mod ever. Can't drop links. You can't put links in here at all in my my streams or my videos. I have it blocked. And that is not because I don't want people to put links in. It's well, I mean, you can hear on the stream, like you can put like my Patreon and my channel and stuff like that, if you're a moderator. But in the comment section of all my videos, I and after this, I have it blocked because I get a lot of people who spam my comment section. Hot girls, and then the link, or check out my private video stream, or I get a lot of those people who comment, who post that stuff into my thing, so it automatically bounces it to held for later on. So I can't believe Aaron Hernandez blew it to shoot a guy for spilling a drink on him. Damn, that's just one. Cement shoes. That's just one of the people. When they went back and investigated it, the handgun that he used ballistically is probably tied to at least 3 homicides. Aaron Hernandez didn't care. I mean, a freak of an athlete, gifted in that department, but had zero common sense. He just couldn't let anything go. He could have walked away from that life, and had a long, lengthy career. Like, yeah, I can't remember the other tight end's name. Gronkowski. He could have had a long career like Gronkowski, in New England. And then, now in Atlanta with his Brady boy, could have had a long career, made millions of dollars, but instead, he was willing to take care of things for a few bucks and a dispute. Killed a friend. That's a soulless attitude of a gangster. Yeah. I'm sick of seeing people post about crypto. I get that a lot. People post links to their cryptocurrency strategies. Yeah, but there a lot of those the comments that you see like that, they're bots. I created a dumb situation. I forgot my password, so it won't let me super chat or sign up for Patreon. Tried the rest. It sends a code to my inactive phone. That's okay, okie dokie. I've been there. Trust me on that one. I've been there and forgotten the password to my email address. And then Google says they're going to send me, the reset, and then I never get it. And you try so many times, and then you can't get into it at all. That's because Bitcoin didn't quite work out like they'd hoped. Bitcoin and any of that cryptocurrency, that's kind of scares the hell out of me. But then again, the stock market scares me. I mean, it's all rigged. against the little guy. It's all it's set up for the those who have money to just burn. Hmm. Quick draw. You got a drink spilled on you. I was trying to read that. You got a drink spilled on you. You laughed about it. The guy apologized and bought me one. I just thought it was funny. I was in a bar once, cement shoe, and a lady threw a full beer in my face, and I was like, "What the f?" And this was probably 25 plus years ago. But she threw a beer in my face, and then she profusely apologized. She thought that I was like with some other lady, and I'm like, I don't know who the hell you are. I've never seen you or your friends or anything. She got me a little hand towel, cleaned up my face. She bought me a beer. She bought my friend a beer, and then over and over again throughout the night, every time we cross paths or whatever near the dance floor or something, she bought me another beer. I was just like, it's okay. I don't want it. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Anna. Keep being me. I will keep being me for sure. I'm not going to change for anybody. This is me. Huh? You have to do the exchange rate palm string, Cindy. Yeah. Will, the original. This is me. Down to earth, Midwest farm boy, growing up, moved out west for work, but I still have the same morals and ethics I've always had, and I'll never change. I'm still here. I'm just turning off the camera. I appreciate everybody who gives me, super chats or donations on through PayPal or whatever. I really am. It doesn't I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I'm surprised that I'm able to, eke a living out doing this. I mean, it certainly makes it a lot easier, with the support that I get from everybody. Don't make as much as a lot of other people, but then again, I don't ask for it. I figure if people want to support, they do. If they don't, they don't. I rage. You have a great day. Got to go do Saturday stuff. Don't forget, I rage. If you're available tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, we're doing true crime trivia. And thank you, Salty Melee, for the super chat. I appreciate it. B. Thank you very much. I asked earlier, but that's okay. Thanks for the video on little James. Did he have siblings, and where are they? Pink Camo, he had a brother and a sister. And both of them are with the grandmother of his father, their father. They're there temporarily because he has to go through the courts because he only had visitation So the grandmother was made giving physical custody, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the how that system works all that well. But they're living at the grandmother's house, the father's mother. You what? You got teased for not having curtain rods? So you cut the legs off of pantyhose and stretched them really tight, and they work great. I mean, if it works, okie dokie, that's cool. Yeah, pink camo. There was a report that came out from in a statement through the district attorney there. The day before James Hutchinson was killed by his mother, her and her fiance, boyfriend, whatever the hell he is, I don't care. But they had bound them together, all three of the kids, their feet and their hands, and made them sit on the floor, hardwood floor in the dining room area, so they wouldn't bother them. And then the next day, after she woke them up early in the morning, loaded all three kids into the car, and she took them out to Rush Run Park and was going to abandon them there in a wildlife area where there have been sightings of wolves in the past. That morning, it was just above freezing, and the little girl, his sister, was wearing a pink. It's a Disney princess. I can picture it, but I can't remember the name of the princess though. Nightgown. Brother was wearing pajama bottoms, no top, no shirt, nothing at all, no coats for any of the kids, and they haven't described what James was wearing when. And then she put all three kids out in the park and was going to just drive off and leave them there. But at the last minute, she decided that she had put the two younger children back in the car and she was just going to abandon James there. And when she went to drive off, James grabbed a hold of the door handle to the car. This is by her statement only, there because they still haven't found James, his body yet. But he grabbed onto the door handle and she dragged him for a good period of time. And then she eventually ran him over and she left him there in the parking lot where she ran him over for about 45 minutes or so. Then went back, picked him up, and laid him on the floorboard in the minivan. And then took him home, put him on the hardwood floor underneath a window, wrapped up in a blanket until the next morning. And her fiance, decided that they were going to take him to the Ohio River and throw him in and discard his body that way. So again, the next day after he was dead, they had to load the two other children back into the minivan while they discarded, the brother. They carried him off to the river and threw him in. And they're still searching for James's body. But upriver, about 6 miles, they're also searching for Lattimore, another child who was killed and dumped into the river. Don't know, Pink Camel, if the parents are. The mother's been on suicide watch. The fiance, boyfriend, people are not being very kind to him, and other inmates are screaming at him. So they moved him to what is it's generally a cell that's for confinement for people that are on suicide watch. But he's not on suicide watch. It just gets him away from the general population, and they're in the jail, so that other inmates can't torment him. But I couldn't even imagine that. How does somebody get to the point where they decide, you know what, I could take these children just another half a mile, and I could give them all up today, and somebody will take them and love them and care for them the rest of their lives. Or on the way to Rush Run Park, I could have stopped by either the aunt, the uncle, or the grandmother's house and dropped off all three kids there. But she drove past it all. She decided not to do it. Is it drugs that that was more important than her kids? Did she really feel pressured into it? I don't know how you could pressure somebody into doing something like that, talking someone, into discarding your three children like that. But she was going to do it. Well, thank you, Pink Camel. Hello, Chatterbox. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. To raise your hand in anger towards a child, I can't even fathom it. It's I have two children. I have my daughter is 23 and my son's 4. But I just couldn't imagine ever doing anything to hurt either one of them. It blows my mind. But ladies and gentlemen, I need to wrap this up. I need to get going for the day. Again, tomorrow night we will be playing True Crime Trivia. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 20 questions already written down for True Crime Trivia for tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So, figure that out to wherever your time zone is. And I hope to see everyone tomorrow to play some True Crime Trivia. They're all multiple choice question, answers. So you don't have to know it's either A, B, C, or D for the True Crime Trivia. But everyone, thank you again, and everybody for who sent super chats today. Thank you as well. I hope the rest of you if you can't make it, have a safe and happy weekend. And I will see you again soon. Oh, thank you for the super chat there, Chatterbox. I really appreciate it. I really do. You have a great day, sweetheart.